You are now about to witness the strength of street knowledge.
What's up, everybody? How y'all doing? It's your girl, your diva and knowledge lady Mocha, representing Mocha's Ladies Lounge. Welcome to the lounge, ladies. Make sure y'all go ahead and hit that like button. Shout out to the guys who be coming by, and I know y'all be low-key peeping the page and y'all don't comment because y'all know it's the ladies channel, but I appreciate some of my male subscribers that pop in from time to time because they comment on the community page and stuff, which is cool. So big ups to my guys from my Mocha's Cafe de Paris channel who still like to come by my ladies channel and show me love. Big ups again to all of my subscribers, all of my members, and you know, everybody who's just coming in, joining for the first time. If you like what you're hearing, join the channel, subscribe, become a part of the family, whether if you want to be a member paying $3 a month or if you just want to stop by and show love and hang out at the lounge. Nevertheless, y'all, I wanted to get into this right away. Everybody's been talking about it. As y'all know, Ariane Air Mattress seizes the moment when she has to let it be known that she still has Martell in her clutches. Okay? So, in case y'all didn't know, there was recently a homecoming. And, of course, Ariane Air Mattress had to advertise. Ariane Air Mattress, the succubus, wanted to make it known to all of us male who really does not give a rat's ass, you know, because of course she gave Martell to Ariane Air Mattress. Okay, so it's not like Martell left male to be with Ariane. So the audacity of thinking that you are the last runner up, you know, the audacity of thinking that you ended up with a prize, you know, when the surprise was you only ended up with Martell by default. Okay, so y'all, of course, Ariane Air Mattress had to let it be known that she is still that chick. Okay, and she posted, you know, the picture on Instagram, letting everybody know that, hey, you know, I'm still here, you know, Martell's not going anywhere. So as a matter of fact, let me see if I can just go ahead and show that picture. Yeah, so this is the actual Instagram photo that she posted in her Instagram story, right? So again, you know, Ariane Air Mattress is very proud, wrong and strong, and still displaying her love for Martell. So in this particular instance, right, any little moment, Air Mattress can let it be known that she still has a position, even though that position is really not a position. She has to let it be known, right? So as y'all can see, if we pay close attention, we can see the struggle love is still in the struggle, right? Of course, they're coordinated. Supposed to be wearing these, what I guess those are the university colors is burgundy and white, I'm assuming. But riddle me this: why is her shoes beige and not white? So you failed the assignment, Air Mattress, because why are you wearing beige or cream shoes? Or listen, are they white but they just dirty and dingy? Which one y'all think it is? Is it really that the shoes are white but she hasn't been washing those shoes because she's been too busy running behind Martell, so these Adidas got dirty and dingy? Or is it that she is not very well color coordinated, So obviously she thought that beige, that off-white would match with this white Harriet Tubman headwear dress. Okay? So I'm trying to figure out. The coordinating is not coordinating, honey. These were supposed to be white, not off-white, not beige, not cream. Something in the buttermilk ain't clean. It's how are you supposed to be making a fashion statement with no fashion? And of course, Martell has to have his arm around her, so to her that's a big deal, because you got to remember, Martell would not be seen with her in public for years. And they both do this because they get a thrill out of trying to make Mel squirm, when Mel can obviously care less, because she's making big boss moves. These Goodwill Salvation Army moves that they're making, it's not reaching us. We're not receiving it correctly, right? So she posted this on her Instagram with the song Before I Let Go by Beyonce, which we know you'll never let go. That's why you're miserable, and you're still trying to prove a point to everyone that you still got this, that you still are that chick, and nobody cares, because we have accepted the fact that Air Mattress and Martell are certified crash dummies, and these two deserve every spit of each other. Okay, so of course she decides, y'all, to let everybody know by posting that she still has Martell, right? So anyway, I just want to kind of show y'all this. My thing is, we know you have Martell, but you don't really have Martell. And we know Martell is only doing this to get a rise out of us as bloggers, because we are the ones, unfortunately, who are entertaining the shenanigans. And I really wish, and I'm guilty, so I cannot knock all the other queens on blogging, that we did not give this couple, I don't even want to call them a couple, these crash dummies, the type of hype that they are getting. But at the same time, hey, y'all love it. This is the reason why y'all view our channels, right? Y'all not viewing my channels just because I'm speaking the word of God. You feel me? More, in fact, most of my views increase when I talk about the crash dummies. So even though every once in a while I have people like, man, why are you hyping them up? Why are you even acknowledging them? Why are you even talking about them? Because that is what y'all like. That is what the audience likes. So guess what? We have to give the subscribers what they like, right? But I wanted to speak a little more spiritually deeper into this, right? Because we know that Martell is the king of chaos, and we know that he is the front liner of fronting. Martell does everything out of spite. Martell is the type of man, he could be totally miserable in his decisions, and yet he will go even harder trying to press and provoke and stir up controversy by being seen with this woman who he knows that none of us cannot stand, none of us respect. But at the end of the day, it's all about getting a rise out of Mel, getting a rise out of us millimeters. It's about getting a rise out of us. But I'm going to play something interesting for y'all, right? Because, you know, I like to share with my ladies. I always feel like there's something that we all can learn if we're just willing to, you know, open our minds and not allow our bitterness and our own personal bias opinions to basically block us from learning different things about why men do what they do and why men operate in the manner in which they operate in. So you may not agree and you may not like, but it's imperative that you understand why you have men like Martell who will go so far. And here it is, we going into 6 years and he's still doing this. Why is he still parading the succubus even though he's lost so many valuable things behind getting involved with her? Well, I like the way that Chad Ochocinco and Oh, I can't think of the man name. Club Shay Shay. I can't think of the man name. Right, I'm getting brain fogs. It'll come to me in a minute. Right. So Shannon Sharp. Shannon Sharp. Okay, I had to kind of get together. Right. This conversation was very, very interesting, and I like when men are very transparent and they don't try to fake the funk like what Martell is doing. Like, I'm the big man and I'm not pressed, I'm not depressed, I'm not stressed, I'm looking my best, trying to finesse, putting up this front. But I like the dialogue that these men are sharing, that I felt would be very essential for a lot of women to understand that the whole bottom line is you have men like Martell that are willing to risk 80% for 20%. And in this dialogue, these guys, Ocho Cinco, even though you may not be a fan, but the fact that he became very emotional, right? You can tell this sparked a fuse. And I can tell this was not for clout. This was not for attention seeking. It really opened his eyes to something that he really did not want to admit to himself. And I pray one day Martell will come to that. But Martell is one of those type of men, he gets in his own way. But I'm going to go ahead and play the snippet. Now, I'm going to play it once, and then I'm going to go and play it back and break it down, because sometimes people get annoyed. Like, please let the whole clip play. I want to hear it for myself. So the first time, that's how I'm going to do it. And then the second time, I'm going to play it back, because I want y'all to really understand why men like Martell operate and move in the manner in which they move when it comes to getting involved with the spirit of the succubus, these side chicks. Let's get it, y'all. Let's get it popping. This is deep, like for real, for real.
Do me a favor. I promise I ain't gonna cry. I promise I ain't gonna cry. But bring that back one more time. A lot of times, men will leave a woman that has 80 to 90% of what we want, only to go be with somebody that has 10 to 20%. You see that? We'll get mad at the woman. She got 80 to 90% of what we want. We get mad. Here come the 10 to 20. I need that. Anytime that you were hurt, I could feel you. I promise you ain't crying. These are tears of joy. I need to hear that. Hey. It was your shit. Oh shit, right over the way.
Now, I want to pause there. I want y'all to take a minute. I want this to marinate and resonate for a minute, because I want y'all to understand why Martell is still basking in the ambience of the succubus, and just this here makes perfect sense. It to me, it gives the clarity. Now I'm going to play it back and I'm going to break it down, so that way we can be on the same page in case you did not really, it didn't resonate with you the first time. So we're going to break it down this time, y'all, okay?
Do me a favor. I promise I ain't gonna cry. I promise I ain't gonna cry. But bring that back one more time.
So Ocho Cinco said, look here, I promise you I'm not going to cry. I'm not going to get emotional. But I need you to break that down with what you just said. So he's telling Shannon Sharp, something you said resonated with me, and I need you to just break that down, because this is something I really needed to hear, never wanted to hear it because of my masculinity and because of my ego, but please run this back. And again, take away the personal biases. We know Ocho Cinco used to be a hoe back in the day, whatever. We know his situation with Evelyn, whatever. And we know Shannon Sharp, you may not be a fan of him, but pay attention to the message and not the messenger.
A lot of times, men will leave a woman that has 80 to 90% of what we want, only to go be with somebody that has 10 to 20%.
Okay, what Shannon Sharp just said was, a lot of the time, men, we will have what we really want. We will have that 80, we will have that 90% of what we want, but we will leave it or jeopardize it for that 10-20%. Not even that 20%. I'm going to say 5-10%. And this is, in fact, this is a harsh reality. That 80-20 rule is, is very, very valid. It has a lot of valid reasoning behind it, because you can have a man. Let me back this up. For all the succubus and the side chicks who think a man is messing around on his wife because he's not pleased, he's not satisfied, he's not getting what he wants, his wife is not attractive enough, she don't know how to ride it and slide it and glide it like you. What a lot of them are not woke to the fact is that in most cases a man is already getting 80 and 90% of what he wants. Martell was getting 80-90% of what he wanted. He had the wife, the luxurious life, the beautiful children. They was financially well off. He had 90% of what he wanted and what he needed. He was pretty much already well established. But what happens in many instances is that when you're dealing with a narcissistic ninja that's not used to peace, that's not used to stability, anytime you bring a man that's broken in pieces, too much peace, it becomes abnormal to him. So therefore, he has to find a way to sabotage it by finding that 10 or 20 that's broken in pieces just like he is. Because a man that is not used to peace will find his way into the habitat that is broken in pieces just like he is. But we're going to continue.
You see that we'll get mad at the woman. She got 80 or 90% of what we want. We get mad. Here come the 10-20.
He just said it once again. We can be with the woman who's already given us 80-90% of what we want. But when we get mad, we automatically resort to that 10-20%. Because the truth is, you have a lot of men like Martell that don't have self-worth. So it does not matter how much a woman gives them physically, sexually, emotionally, spiritually. They're going to always be out on the prowl looking for that 10-20%. Because these type of narcissistic ninjas, they need that their ego being stroked is medicine to them. Like a junkie needs drugs for a fix, like a crack addict needs crack to feel comfort, like an alcoholic needs alcohol to feel some sense of relief. That is the same way the narcissistic ninja operates. He's always seeking validation from women. Your love, your comfort, your support, all of the wonderful, adventurous things you do with him in the bedroom, it would never be enough to feel a man that is still fulfilled with lustful desires, that is still heavily fulfilled with the spirit of perversion. There's absolutely nothing you could do. In other words, there was nothing male would have been able to do to make Martell happy, to keep him satisfied. Taking him on all the cruises, on the yachts, you know, even if she would have agreed to doing threesomes, even if she would have agreed to stay in that marriage and let him continue to partake with air mattress, it still was not going to be enough to fulfill his brokenness, because the man is demonically deprived. And you cannot fulfill the needs of a lustful man who has no real confidence, who has no integrity. And I'm not talking about arrogance. Yes, we know Martell is arrogant, but arrogance is not the same as confidence. Because confidence does not have to go out here and seek 10% to oversee that 80 or that 90%. A man who's confident can find confidence within himself without seeking it from other women, validating him or stroking his damn ego all the time. And this is what happens when you have men who don't want to deal with their issues like men. They don't want to communicate. They don't want to go to counseling. They don't want to seek spiritual advising. They don't want to do that. What they do, instead of seeking God, they seek other women. Instead of seeking counseling, they seek coochie. Okay? All right? That is their way of how they operate and deal with their demons. Okay? And this is why with Ocho Cinco, this was an eye-opener for him, because he probably indeed is realizing I was one of those men. I always was seeking for that 10%. And I'm going to tell you why I broke Ocho Cinco. Ocho Cinco has multiple baby mamas. Ocho Cinco has been in multiple relationships with many women. Even his current wife that he's married to, very beautiful, stunning woman. And the last woman he was with before that, which everyone was kind of shocked because she was the average, like, low subsidizing female. You know, you would think because of Ocho's status that he would be picking an Atlanta housewife or something like that. But basically, Ocho Cinco has had a wide variety or range of women. He's always been a player, a cheater, egotistical, very a womanizer. That's the best way I can put it. Okay, so for him to hear that, it really struck a nerve in a soft place. You know, I don't see the clout chasing. That's not the vibe that I got from this. Make sure y'all hit the like button. If y'all disagree, press 1 if y'all feel like Ocho was being emotional for clout. Press 2 if you think something resonated with them. I don't care how hard and egotistical a man tries to pretend he is. There is going to come a point when something is going to awaken him to his demons. And Martell's days are numbered. He doesn't have a lot of time like he thinks. But Martell is not willing to submit and allow God to have his way. So what Martell is doing is he's going to try to overpower his wrongdoings by adding on more wrongdoings on top of what he's already doing wrong. But let's play this some more.
I need that.
And anytime that you were hurt, I could feel your
I promise you ain't crying. These are tears of joy.
And if I
need to hear that though. Hey.
It was your share.
Oh shit, right over the door.
In other words, you woke me because I realized I allowed my ego to broke me. My ego broke me, but you woke me. And mark my word when I say Martell is going to have his day. And it's already there. He's already broken. The fact that he is still in the company of his succubus already lets me know how broken he really is. The fact that the very thing that he allowed to ruin his marriage is the very thing that he is still in the company of. You know why? Because Martell is weak. He's not man enough to stand on his own. He's never been man enough to stand on his own. That's why as soon as Mel left him, this is why to this day he's relentless and he's fighting, taking her back and forth to court and doing all of these malicious things, posting these pictures. And even though we know that Mel is over it, it's still very disrespectful, because at the end of the day, who wants to see their ex-husband constantly parading and advertising his side piece? That's why I got their ass standing in front of this Popeyes building, because this is your side piece, sir. By the way, this beautiful work was edited by Mocha's Ladies Lounge. If y'all see anybody using my my thumbnails, please let me know. Anyway, that's irrelevant, right? But it's what I'm saying. Martell has never been able to stand on his own on anything. And when Mel stepped into his life and made him everything he never had the confidence in himself to be, he hates her. Listen, the more Martell keeps pulling these succubus stunts, he's displaying how angry he is with Mel. He's trying to make Mel angry, but let me tell y'all the trick about this. He's really angry with himself. See, y'all got to look at things the opposite way. Yeah, we know he's trying to make Mel mad, but he's really mad with himself. And the only thing he can do to try to hurt Mel and constantly keep Mel on the edge is by pulling these stunts. Because this is like, okay, it's kind of like, anybody ever been around a bully in high school or middle school or whatever? And no matter how much you would ignore that bully, because that bully wanted you to respond so they can fight you and beat you down in front of all of your peers, in front of everybody, you know, just so they can feel like king of the jungle. And basically Martell knew exactly what he was doing when he took that picture. Even though Air Mattress posted it, Martell knew Air Mattress was going to post that picture, because this is his way of telling Mel, I'm angry that you still will not come back to me. So every chance I get, I'm going to attack you through the succubus. I'm going to try to mentally drag you through the succubus, because I know the succubus is a symbol of the damage that I have caused to the marriage. So, to intentionally keep attacking you, to intentionally taunt you, I am going to always make it my business to be seen with her by any means possible, even though I don't love her, I don't want her, I won't marry her, I don't want a future. I have to use the succubus as a means to destroy you, because I am feeling destroyed. I felt destroyed the moment you took my life away from me by divorcing me. You took control by divorcing me. This is just a narcissistic ninja's behavior. Because I could not control you, I'm going to use the things that I know hurt you. So he assumes. Because obviously, even if Mel is feeling any kind of hurt, she's being woman enough to heal and her pain and her shame and within her own setting. She's not out here causing a scene. Every once in a while, she has to get people right together, because they like to keep coming for her. All of this boils down to Martell is still not happy. He's miserable with this girl. But if he has to use the succubus, the air mattress, if using the air mattress is what it's going to take to taunt Melody, that's what he will do. And because air mattress is so broken and her self-esteem is lower than a tire on an 86 Buick, she don't mind being the sacrificial lamb. She don't mind being made a fool out of a fool. Listen, people have been dragging Ariane with Martell for years, and it has not been enough to make her be woman enough to say, you know what, I got more self-worth, I got more confidence, I'm tired of being a butt of jokes, I'm leaving. Listen, the succubus spirit is so heavy. They can withstand the embarrassment. They can withstand being the butt of jokes. They can withstand it. But behind closed doors, trust and believe, Ariane is folding. Because she knows that everything this man is doing with her, even though she lives for that moment, he's still not giving in to her the way she had planned at this moment. Mel's been gone 6 years. Where's the ring? Now, it's been some accusations about them being married. I doubt that, because Ariane is an airhead. She can't hold water. She would have been posting the ring. She would have been dropping hints. I mean, real hints, because she can't hold water. And the thing about it is, I don't know why people keep fetching that lie. Martell is not going to marry Air Mattress. What for? He's not threatened by her leaving. Listen, if Martell met a whole nother woman today, besides Mel and her, he knows Air Mattress will always be there. Anytime a man knows that you're going to always be there no matter what he does not feel the need to apply. You can't apply the pressure. He does not feel the pressure to marry you, to commit to you. The biggest thing is, Martell knows Air Mattress has his son. So that alone makes him feel like that's the key to always having her around. That'd be the key to her always sticking around. Well, she has my son, so therefore she's not going anywhere. He already knows that Ariane would never stand on business with him. She would never put a foot down. She would never give him an ultimatum, because her self-esteem is just that low. You have some women, they would rather be dragged than to put a man in a position in which he has to make a choice. Either you're going to commit to me, build with me, because I'm not going to keep being on layaway. Okay, you just got me on the shelf until you figure out what you want to do. And then when you figure everything else ain't working for you, then you want to marry me. Martell don't have to marry her. And he's not going to. Because in his sick mind, he still feels like there's a possibility that him and Mel, somewhere down the line, I really believe that he thinks there's a chance. Because I don't think Martell could accept loss. He's never been the type of a dude that can take L's. He doesn't accept L's. And what he's trying to do is he's trying to constantly taunt Mel to make her break down and give in. Because that's the Mel that he's always known. When Mel was married to him, that's pretty much what she probably allowed just to keep her family and her marriage together. But when the narcissistic ninja no longer has control, right? Most of the time, he ends up losing control altogether. He's spiraling. Every time I see him booed up with this dry ass biscuit, this lets me know how pressed he is. I don't know too many married men that will go this hard. Well, ex-husbands that will go this hard. It's been 6 years. Bro, you got a chance to make a move. Why are you playing these little boy games? You posting up pictures with her. Why not marry her? If you really feeling Ariane like that, you can marry her now. Okay? Why not have more children? Why not buy a home together? Why not start a business together? I mean, she's slow, but Ariane will pretty much do anything you tell her to do. So you have that much control to make her be kind of how you want her to be. But the problem is, because of her lack of maturity and the fact that she's not that educated, even with all your control and the fact that you have so much power in manipulating her, you still wouldn't be able to get her to be a better woman. Because it's just not in her. You did like Shannon Sharp said. You settled for that 20. You gave up your 80 for 20. You was getting 80% of what you needed. But what you tried to do was be greedy. You wanted the 80 and the 20. You want to get your 100% to the both of them, while you don't give no percent. He wanted Mel to continue giving him that 80%, and he wanted Air Mattress to give him that 20. So that's the 100 right there. Because you're not man enough. Listen, you have some men, especially these narcissistic ninjas, they think that women were placed on this earth to please them. And the fact that he's a mama's boy, Marlene the mammy, has always catered to him. He has already adopted this attitude that women are automatically supposed to honor the desires of a man, even if that man does not feel like he has to honor her desires in return. Martell was put on this earth as a curse to women. Any woman who gets involved with Martell, she will not prosper. She will not grow. And Mel did the right thing by jumping ship, because had she stayed in that marriage, she would have folded. He would have took her for everything. And I don't mean just, financially. I'm talking about emotionally and spiritually. Martell is a spiritual vampire. He sucks the life out of women. And Ariana is not fooling nobody with this Ebenezer Baptist Church hairstyle. The rap is not rapping. I don't know if you got a drop top going on, if there's some type of receding hairline, because it has to be very stressful being with a man like Martell. Girl, he got you so stressed out, your beige off-white shoes is not even coordinating with that swap meet Louis Vuitton, not Louis Vuitton that you got from one of them flea markets out there in Alabama. You're trying to play the part, but girl, you're not fooling us. We know you are in the struggle. Any little spotlight Martell gives you, like a desperate little puppy, you got to run and take it. Because that's all it's ever going to be. So if he wants to take a picture, you running and you snapping a picture. If he wants to take you to Peice, you running and you going to Peice. If he wants to take you to the zoo, you running and go to the zoo. You ain't woman enough to ever turn him down and say no. I'm not taking no picture with you. No, I'm not going nowhere with you. You would jump at any and everything Martell wants because you just that thirsty. Your confidence is just that low. You scared that if you tell him no, that the next woman gonna be at the bus stop waiting on him. So anything this man requires, even if it means using you as a prop. Because that is exactly what you are, Ariana. You are a prop. You're just around. You're just there for decorational purposes only. He does not plan on taking this any further. But you don't care anyway because you're just that broken. And you probably feel like, I believe you feel Martell is the best you could do. And this is not to put Martell on the pedestal at all. But in Ariana's eyes, Martell was probably the best lookingest man she probably ever had in her life. That's just how shot and torn her confidence is. In her mind, Martell was probably the best thing that ever happened to her. You'll be surprised. Some of these women out here, even the most lowest common denominator dude is the best thing that ever happened to them. And while you're on the outside looking in like, damn, that's the best she could do. In her mind, that is the best she has done. Martell is probably the best thing that ever has happened in Air Mattress. And therefore, she can't let go. Because in her mind, this is as good as it's ever going to get. Make sure y'all hit that like button. You'll be surprised. What's trash to other women is treasure to others. Martell is a treasure. In her eyes, even though he has humiliated her, he has embarrassed her, and the fact that he keeps chasing behind his wife, the fact that, you're willing to settle for being his prop just to spite his wife, shows how less of a woman you really are. But that is why Martell is still hanging in there with Air Mattress, because she's that 10%. that's going to constantly make him feel bigger than what he is. See, Mel wasn't with the program. Mel was not going to allow Martell to keep getting big on her. And I don't mean big as far as businesses, because we know he don't believe in trying to make nothing of himself or make his own money. But he was getting big on her as far as becoming more disrespectful, more outraged, more bullyish. And because Mel was in a position in which she did not have to tolerate it, she shut down the operation. Air Mattress, on the other hand, she has to tolerate it. She made him bigger than her. And most of the time, men who opt for the succubus is because the succubus makes him feel bigger than what he really is. Listen, the bad part is, check this out. Martell don't even have the confidence in himself that Arion has in him. And he needs Arion, the 10%, the air mattress, to keep stroking his ego and making him feel more important than what he is, because he don't even feel it within himself. He don't even feel confident. He needs that confidence from somebody who he feels is lower than him. That's why him and Mel was not going to work, because Mel had confidence. Mel had self-worth. He was not going to be able to make her feel small. So therefore, it was going to continue to keep being toxic. But with Arion Air Mattress, because she doesn't have confidence, she's not going to challenge and belittle Martell. She's going to constantly stroke his ego. She's going to constantly make him feel like he's the best thing that ever happened to her. And that's why he's there. But this is the crazy part. Even with everything that Air Mattress is doing, the whole bottom line is he still don't want her. He wanted her for that purpose only. He didn't have a plan with Arion. He had a purpose. As a woman, understand when a man has a plan for you or when he has just a purpose. Don't get the two mixed up. Y'all been together 5-6 years, no marriage, no commitment. Y'all not purchasing a home together. There's no growth. How much are going to Popeyes and Chili's and Longhorn? That's not growth. And Martell knows that. And see, the thing about it, listen, that 20% don't expect much of them. That's why they feel more comfortable with the 20 than the 80. The 80, as they grow, they're going to look for you to grow. As Mel was accelerating, she was going to, at some point, and she was already doing, she was going to push him, okay, all right, we need to get some more businesses. I need you to step out and start these businesses and don't just look for me to be the only one to have a business. We need to get you a business. We need to get something going for you. We need something for you. You know what Martell sorry ass would have did? He would have kept making up excuses to just keep it to where Mel would have been the only one financially making all the moves to bring in the income. Because, see, men like Martell, they don't want to do what it takes to keep the best. They rather lean on the woman to continue to keep providing the best. So eventually, even if Mel would have stayed in that marriage, because the bigger Mel got, she was going to sooner than later start looking for Martell to make some bigger moves. Because she would have got tired of him just using like, I got to go pick the kids up. I got to go drop them off. After a while, that was not going to fly. The more Mel elevated, hit that like button, y'all. If you come in and hit the like button, the more Mel continued to elevate, she was going to start pushing and demanding Martell to elevate. And anytime you make a man that has the mindset of a 20%er, when you try to bring him to that 80%, he starts getting frustrated. What he starts doing, deflecting, lying. The more Mel would have kept pushing him to do bigger and better things, this ninja would have kept lying. Well, why should I start our own business? Who's going to be home tending to the kids? anything so he could get away with being mediocre. That way he still had time and room to mess around with his 20% succubus. Martell is that kind of dude. If you want a real man that's going to grow and bring just as much to the table as you, Martell ain't it. He ain't it. If you're willing to be that 20%, that's going to allow him to be 20% and let him keep using you and the little bit of knowledge you have so he can live off of you, that's what he's going to do. So see, that marriage with him and Mel was not going to work anyhow, because he was going to keep looking for Mel to keep holding the majority of everything down, because Martell just wanted to do just enough to make it seem like he was being a real husband, but he would have did just enough. That way he still had room to partake with the succubus. And this is why the succubus refuses to give up. She does not want to give up because she feels like as long as she hanging there, eventually she'll finally get the prize in the end. And it's been no prize. The only prize has been his Popeyes, okay? So that was his whole purpose of still, advertising a succubus, making sure he's taking pictures with her so it can be all over Instagram and it can end up on YouTube and everybody talking about it. It's all about trying to hurt Mel, because the truth is he's hurt. Every time he does this, he's letting it become more and more and more obvious. You are very, very pressed, sir. You're not happy. It's that struggle of you holding on to area on because that's all you got right now. There ain't no other woman willing to deal with you. Sheree was not about to let you move in her chateau. Okay, the women who got something, who you really wanted to be with, if you couldn't be with Mel, they wasn't going for the okie doke. These older women, these classic women, they're not playing with you. They're not about to move you into their mansion while you hang your suits and your Dragon Ball Z shoes up in their closet. Women with common sense is not playing with Martell because they already know what he is. Women with discretion, regardless if they are desperate or want a man, they will not be dumb enough to take Martell serious, because they already know he's about game and he's about capitalizing off of another woman's success. Ain't no real woman who's seen what Mel went through. They not about to take a chance with Martell. But that's what's going on, y'all. So listen, before you leave, hit the like button. Let me know what y'all think about this. Do y'all think that Martell is still pressed? Is he still in his feelings? That's why he got to keep constantly letting it be known, hey, I'm here with my succubus. And listen, this other point I like to make, keep in mind that Mel is fasting. And the enemy knows, right? When you're trying to get closer to God, he knows how to send the enemy to taunt you. And when you're going through a spiritual war, meaning you are really fighting to have a relationship with God, that is when the enemy comes at you full throttle. He really starts rearing his ugly head, coming at you even stronger. But in the end, as long as Mel continues to stay strong and continue to keep fasting, God is going to continue to bless her abundantly. While Mel is still getting blessed, Air Mattress is still getting stressed. Anyway, y'all, leave y'all comment below. Hit that like button before you leave. And until then, take care. And this is your girl, Mocha. And I'll be talking to y'all soon. Love y'all so much. Have a blessed one. Take care. Talk to you soon.